it all starts with understanding the customer. So that user research part will help inform your organic strategies, your paid strategies. And I think it's an area that, because you don't have a direct ROI attributed to it, is often heavily overlooked in terms of an acquisition type of industry. But it's so many ideas that come out of it that you just will not see if you're just looking at the data. Well, I think that the first thing I think we've got to say with any sort of data exercise, right, or with any campaigns that we do, setting KPIs is probably the primary thing you need to do as an account or as any campaign that you take on. So that's the first thing we need to identify as when taking on new clients. So you identify the KPIs, identify them with the clients, then you've got something successful that you can measure against. And that's, to me, that's a core thing. Aside from all the other stuff that's going on with the industry, you know, Facebook and etc. and the iOS 14 updates, at its core, if we're working client campaigns, it's all about KPIs. So setting those KPIs, making sure we can measure them, having decent reporting set up to monitor as you go through. To me, to be honest, that's where it is.
Data is really the forefront of everything that we do, and that's the same for clients as well. So obviously, in 10 years, data has come a long way. Tracking's got more intricate. There's a lot bigger need within a business to be able to report on its ROI. So realistically, utilising all that data is what we do. It's how we work with all the teams within the business and with our clients to ensure that we're getting the insights to the relevant people to make the relevant actions when they need to.
When I first started, when I was kind of talking to Alan, one of the things that was interesting is he's got quite a data background, but one of the elements that I bring to the team and the business is more of the user research element as well. So we've got like a really strong data offering, but also looking at what we can do with that data to then look from a research point of view and a user perspective. Because often the data can tell you some things, but without actually talking to a user, you don't know the whys behind someone's doing something. So you can see there's massive dropouts on certain areas, or certain people are doing like particular things on a website, but without actually talking to a user, you never know why and therefore how to improve. So that's one of the main elements of kind of why user research is so important and why we're trying to do more with it. Setting
those KPIs is key for any client campaign, and if the data is, to put it frankly, rubbish, then we're just setting ourselves up to fail. So in any of the onboarding or any sort of key stages in any process, data is at the forefront of of that involvement. So like, for example, at pitch stage, setting up landscape or understanding the landscape, competitive landscape, we're already involved at that stage of the process. So we, at heart, once we take on a client, we know where the foundations are and where we need to be working on in that sort of process.
So as a CRO team, we work with multiple teams. So we work with SEO, paid media, social, and also help support with PR a little bit as well. So how we would go about doing that is we can kind of look from an audience perspective to try understand what the users are doing on the websites and how that also works with each of the different channels. We will also think about kind of like landing page as well. So if someone has gone on an ad, then goes on a landing page, understand what that journey looks like. And there's also like the user research element of it as well. So understanding where users' pain points are and therefore like where the opportunities are as well.
The tools in the analytical industry has changed over the last 10 years. You know, we've been given a lot more tools at our disposal, such as Google Tag Manager, where we can now tag up client websites and be able to give back more granular information through their analytics or through marketing technologies. Obviously, one of the challenges over the last few years has been GDPR and making sure that a client is fully compliant with what they're tracking, and also, you know, with the tools that have come about, that's a lot more easier, it's a lot more streamlined, and we can deliver insights a lot faster.
So in terms of user research, there's loads of different types of user research that we can do. So most recently we've done some moderated user research for a travel white paper that we've recently released. That was kind of interviewing 12 individuals, asking about their travel behaviour, kind of what they like to do, and how that behaviour is going to change going forward as well. other research that we can do is kind of like looking at landing pages, so asking users about the landing pages, what their experiences are, how they find that landing page, and also kind of doing guerrilla research as well. So going out into the real world and asking users kind of about their experiences and how that relates as well.
If you're looking to make a big structural change to the website or design overhaul, then data should be really involved from the very beginning. It's easier to get the data layers set out as development is taking place rather than at the end. Obviously that's a key thing for SEO as well, to make sure that everything is in place for them. But for data, it's a good time to refresh the questions that you have for the business and re-strategize what the site is going to be doing moving forwards. Make sure the data layer is in place correctly and that you can get all the insights that you need out of your user interactions so that you can drive your business.